Syrian rebels have captured Assad's army brigadier general and commander of the Tiger Force Special Forces, Suhail al-Hassan, social media report said. The Syrian general was very close to the Russian army. Russian special forces guarded him at the time. He was repeatedly awarded by the leadership of the Russian Defense Ministry. Suhail al-Hassan is considered one of the most prominent Syrian officers close to Russia, and he has a history and a record filled with violations against the Syrian people. He led the training of Tiger forces in 2015, before the group was renamed to 25th Special Mission Division in August 2019. Under his command, Tiger forces participated in several military battles, and he was known for following a scorched earth policy. In 2017, he was the only officer present at a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin during his visit to Syria, attended by military officials from both Russia and Syria, also attended by the head of the regime, Bashar al-Assad. The appearance of members of the Russian Special Forces alongside al-Hassan, especially in 2017, he was the only officer present at a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin during his visit to Syria, attended by military officials from both Russia and Syria, also attended by the head of the regime, Bashar al-Assad. The tomb of Hafez al-Assad, the father of ousted Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, has been destroyed in Latakia. The gunman first climbed onto the grave and then demolished it. Recently, rebel forces tore down the statue of Hafez al-Assad in Jeramana, in the southern Damascus suburbs. Anti-government protesters toppled a statue of Syrian President Bashar Assad's father while taking over some of the largest cities across the country. In the capital Damascus, people cheered as they stood on a toppled statue of former President Hafez al-Assad, in a highly symbolic moment for a country ruled with an iron fist for 5 decades by his clan. The scenes came as Islamist-led rebels declared Bashar al-Assad had fled the country following a lightning offensive that wrested city after city from his control, culminating with their arrival in Damascus. It should be noted that opposition forces entered Damascus on December 8 and overthrew the Assad regime.
أعمامي أولاد أعمامي بيد عبد الباقي بهذا المجرم حافظ الأسد الذي قتلهم في الثمانينات. اللهم لك الحمد. هذا ثأرنا. الحمد لله الذي بلغنا ثأرنا. اللهم لك الحمد حتى ترضى يا رب. اللهم لك الحمد. قبر فرعون هذا العصر حافظ الأسد. اللهم اهلك بشار وجميع الطواغيت يا رب. دينك إيه؟ عاشت إيدك.
The Kremlin said Wednesday that Russia has maintained contact with the new authorities in Syria. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said that we are monitoring most closely what is happening in Syria. We, of course, maintain contacts with those who are currently controlling the situation in Syria, Peskov said in a conference call with reporters. This is necessary because our bases are located there, our diplomatic mission is located there and, of course, the issue related to ensuring the security of these facilities is extremely important and of primary significance. Peskov wouldn't give details of those contacts and didn't elaborate, saying only that Russia has contacted those who are controlling the situation on ground. He wouldn't give the number of troops Russia has in Syria. Asked to comment about Israel's moves, Peskov called them destabilizing. The strikes and actions in the Golan Heights area, in the buffer zone area, are unlikely to help stabilize the situation in an already destabilized Syria, he said.
Разумеется, сейчас внимательным образом отслеживаем все, что происходит в Сирии. Вы знаете, что мы, разумеется, поддерживаем контакты с теми, кто контролирует сейчас ситуацию в Сирии. Это необходимо, поскольку там находится наша база, там находится наше диппредставительство, и, конечно, вопросы, связанные с обеспечением безопасности этих наших объектов, чрезвычайно важны и носят первостепенное значение. Ну и будем дальше очень внимательно смотреть, конечно же, исходить из тех реалий, которые складываются на земле. Безусловно, нанесение ударов, действия в районе голландских высот, в районе буферной зоны, ну, скажем так, они вряд ли способствуют стабилизации обстановки в так дестабилизированной Сирии.
Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said Tuesday that it was Syrian President Bashar Assad's personal decision to step down and leave his country. Leaving the process of fulfilling the duties of the head of state was Assad's personal decision. And everything else is without comment, Peskov said of the decision. Assad fled to Moscow and received asylum from his longtime ally, Russian media said Sunday, hours after a stunning rebel advance seized control of Damascus and ended his family's 50 years of iron rule. Thousands of Syrians poured into streets echoing with celebratory gunfire and waved the revolutionary flag in scenes that recalled the early days of the Arab Spring uprising, before a brutal crackdown and the rise of an insurgency plunged the country into a nearly 14-year civil war. The swiftly moving events raised questions about the future of the country and the wider region. Russia said Assad left Syria after negotiations with rebel groups and that he had given instructions to transfer power peacefully. Peskov also stressed Russia was continuing dialogue with all countries in the region following the recent developments in Syria. Now is the time for a deep analysis of the events taking place, and now it is difficult to predict the final outcome, so to speak, that will follow after this period of uncertainty, he added.
Какую роль Россия сыграла в доставке Башара Асада в Москву и вообще насколько участвовал в его уходе?
Ну, уход от, собственно, процесса исполнения обязанностей главы государства, это было личное решение Асада, а все остальное без комментариев.